Our next reader is Maranda Stewart. Yay! Some of you know Miranda. She is a recent alum, right? A recent graduate. So Miranda graduated from Kutztown University with a degree in English in 2011. She went on to get her MFA in creative writing from Rosemont College in 2012. She is continuously working on her poetry manuscript and agrees with Carl Sandburg, who writes that poetry is the synthesis of hyacinths and biscuits. That's hard to say. I'm just saying. It's okay. She lives in Fogelsville, PA with her chickens and a basset hound. Miranda currently teaches developmental writing courses at Reading Area Community College. Welcome back, Miranda.
I'm going to try to. Got it.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read some old pieces from my manuscript, and then some new pieces that I've written since graduating. However, when they tell you that you don't write as much when you start teaching, it's very true. So I only have a few new pieces. So start with an old one. This one is kind of written in rooms, so I might pause in between, and that's kind of just a pause, so that just means I'm going on into the next stanza. Father's stories. The phone was my worst enemy because he couldn't stay sober long enough to visit, to make the drive, to sit still enough without falling over. But he could still pick up the phone and blast himself across the world to me at any time, and I was always unprepared, and so never answered. He'd leave a message, and its red eye would blink at me from across the room, across the yard, in my sleep, and I desperately wanted him to stop trying, but I think that's all he knew how to do, and I'd answer once or twice to hear nothing but to try. My sister comes upstairs to ask me why I never visit, and I say, because I hate our father. She disagrees as if she knows. I want to tell her blue-eyed dancer legs to go clean out her gerbil's cage, or to worry about homework, cleaning her room, soccer practice, anything that's not making me sick of myself. My stepmother comes upstairs and sees us sitting there on the bedroom floor. She never says a word. She is, after all, only a stepmother, like only a half of something not quite good enough. None of us really ever were. Maybe that's what my father always needed, that constant half-step to keep him from realizing the ground. The three of us were getting ready together, even though I wanted to leave, but we knew this was something none of us could run away from anymore, as if the air has turned into him, his breath under our noses, soaked in familiarity so close that we can hear the clinking of ice in his dead-weight glass. Your father was... My stepmother starts as if she needs to tell me, but I've been here the longest. I was the first. I know his thoughts, which never got me anywhere. I cleaned up the blood, I unloaded the gun, unpoured the drink. I am him, and everyone else is nothing to me. Everything happens for a reason, especially Jack Daniels. I water my flowers with it, watch the peppers pop up 80 proof, caramelized oakwood barrel blueberries. It's how I wash my dishes. My daughter, it's how I remember everything, tucking me into bed at night so that I can get her on the bus in the morning. My father leans over and kisses me on the head, and that's when I realize that I'm already sleeping. Okay, kind of a new one. Okay, this one is called Goats. My mother has started butchering baby goats for the Mexicans. She ties up a back leg, hoists the rope, cuts throats, shows me the meat, tells me it's beautiful. The Mexicans take everything. Buckets of blood, spools of intestine, brains, eyes, legs. I can't watch and make for the house. My sister is happy to see me. She watches movies, takes care of the rabbits. My brother builds a Lego battleship. He asks me if they're done yet. He rocks back and forth on his knees, humming, chanting to himself. He asks if they're done yet. I tell him they aren't, and wait for him to forget that I had forgotten his birthday. So I had the absolute pleasure, and it was a gift, to see Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Sharon Olds at Kutztown University. And it really was a gift. You have to go and see poets and writers in person, live reading, because she actually gave us a treat by kind of reading things that were never published and that she was currently working on. And she's very gracious, kind of soft-spoken, until you read her work, right? Very raw. And so she told us that she was writing odes currently, and she had just finished an ode which she had called Ode to the Douchebag. And it started something like the young people nowadays call each other douchebags. They had probably never seen a douchebag before. And then she goes on to tell about how growing up and seeing her mother's douchebag in the shower. So it was really wonderful. So I decided I needed to write more odes. Of course, nothing in comparison to her. But so this is Ode to Ohio. I can't sleep. Walking around the house at a little after midnight in my underwear with the 357 pointed down the steps into the dark of our kitchen. The dog won't even come and sleep with me. She watches as I tiptoe through the kitchen, holding the pistol with both hands, afraid to reach for the light switch. If only it were morning. If only there were your holy yellow socks strewn about the floor, popcorn stuck in the carpet, or a pile of dishes in the living room, coated with ham steak honey and 3-day-old eggs. If only there were toenails in the bathroom sink, or sweatshirts all over the chairs, beer cans on the front porch. You call at 9 to ask if I've cut the grass. I say it's raining, even when it's not. We say goodbye, and you tell me about the painting with 3 gray lines and a ridiculous flower that you hate hanging over your hotel bed. I buy you a bus ticket, a dinner. We will see the conservatory in the city. You worry about the washer, how it won't drain the water. The house will soon flood. The dog will paddle over to her bowl, and the fish will come out over the tank and into plates and spoons. And neighbors will wonder why I never leave the house and why you never come home. Okay, this one is My Wife Washes Cherry Tomatoes. My wife washes cherry tomatoes while I eat 3-day-old shepherd's pie. When it rains, we leave the windows open. The cracked leather couch soaks and drains into the electric fireplace. The TV rises with the fish tank and the coffee table, countless lamps, cup coasters, parsley, remote controls. We just stay in the kitchen and watch the water pull at everything. My wife opens the front door to let the living room out. The bamboo from her uncle, a ceramic pot from my aunt. I can't finish the pie, put it back in the same pile, the same corn, the same garlic mashed potatoes, hamburger from a cow named Valentine from her family's farm in the mountains. We don't make eye contact anymore. She does my laundry, reads books, makes more shepherd's pie. I take off my socks, cut my toenails, go back to watch my wife wash cherry tomatoes, think about shutting the windows. Okay, this is an old one. Sorry for those of you that heard this one a million times. I'm trying to kind of, always editing. So this is praying for curry. Sometimes I pray for curry, for something more than or just different from the taste of you, you on my pillow, you in my soup, small curly hairs all over the soap bar, popcorn kernels strewn about the carpet, dried ketchup on the kitchen table, toenails dotted on the bathroom sink. Of course, I would never want anything else, just the smell of curry every once in a while, or the luxury of something that you hate, like hummus, beaches, stargazing, or curry for soup, curry for potato soup, because there's more to life than salt and pepper, walking into doors and walking out, and I can tell that we've been And I can tell that we've gone too far when I don't even hide the Captain Morgan when my grandmother comes to visit. When she's here and I forget to put on the ring that was my great-great-grandmother's. We stop going to pumpkin patches for pumpkins and Christmas tree farms for Christmas trees, going from your parents to my parents, from my parents to your parents. It must happen everywhere, the falling into a smothering comfort, smothering, curryless comfort, just whatever makes waking up easier, whatever might make you want me after all these years. Instead, we value the size of our couch and sleeping by 8 o'clock, or discovering the other slipper, a new brand of coffee, the different colors on the can, the buying of a freezer to keep all of the practiced foods, the meat and vegetables. I pull them out and say, "Oh, we have corn." And I will make the corn, and you will say, "Where's the meat? Where's the meat?" And I will dig down farther and bring it up. Your allergies make you sound like you are crying in the other room, but when I look, you're watching TV and haven't touched your soup. One more. This one is 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock and my mom calls me from the fire company in my hometown, telling me that my father is there making a scene, asking about me, telling her she needs to call him sometimes to tell him what I'm doing. I ask her where my little brother is and find out that my stepfather's home. My mom has been calling me at 11 o'clock every night since he put his hand on her throat and threw her across the farmhouse. Tired of working at work, tired of working at home, tired of feeding the pigs, tired of buying horses, hay, tired of cows, tired of snow and coffee cups and crowded starry nights that they never see because they are always feeding, always killing chickens, building fences and butcher shops, always putting wood in the wood stove and calling us to see if we were coming down for the weekend. My mom says that she can't leave him because she'll lose the farm. I'm too old for this anymore. Too old for holes punched into the bathroom doors, for pans full of hot pasta sauce covering kitchen counters, for sitting at the top of stairs just close enough to watch the dancing of fire company shadows. I ask where my little brother is, and my mom tells me that she has listened to the CD that I made her, that she was going to drive down and surprise me, that the pigs will be ready soon, that my father is there, that he is asking about me. Read this last one. This is sort of an ode to my step-grandparents. I have 8 grandparents altogether, so this is my Granny and Poppy poem. The treadmill and the laundry. Granny drinks beer quietly from a glass, slowly all day, which I hadn't realized as a child. Basking in the glow of unfamiliar trees, step-grandmother trees, and step-grandmother sherbet, pumpkin roll, step-grandmother clamshells in the driveway. She is only 4'8", and I marked her like a door jamb with every inch that I gained. My head on her hip, my chin on her shoulder, my elbow atop her head. "Find a pickle," she would say as the Christmas tree rotated in the living room between pictures of step-cousins and black labs. Step-black labs. My step-grandfather and her argue between every memory room that I have. They throw their Italian arms into the air as if pushing at something that they've been carrying at length at each other, through the walls, through the floors, across the table. She teaches my sister how to write in cursive and at the same time comments on cholesterol into the living room at him, quick and constant sarcasm they have between each other. And I realize that I've never ever heard a pleasant step-grandparent word. Just jabs between 2 separate bedrooms. Him shaking his head at his treadmill, her folding the laundry, thankful for the stiff, tight wood between her bed and his, put up to ensure that each night one doesn't have to hear the other one breathing.